Good morning, guys. We're in SeaWorld today and it is freezing outside. It is 11 degrees Celsius. It is cold. It is not summer weather. Well, it's Swedish summer weather, so hey, this is how it is. It's gonna go up to like 16, 17 around 2 today, but before that it's gonna be 11, 13 all the way up. And it's gonna be a little bit grey, but we decided to go to SeaWorld, so this is where we are. I hope you enjoy today with me. Good morning, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. Just when you get into SeaWorld, you have these really cute flamingos. Like, they're super like orangey red. They're really beautiful, but they smell nasty. And next to them there's this little shop with a lot of flamingos in it, and that is basically how it is everywhere around SeaWorld. Every little animal have their own little enclosure, and next to the enclosure there is a store that sells stuff that is related to that animal. By the way, this little blonde stingray, isn't he or she cute? It's adorable. I really like stingrays, okay? And then we have the dolphins. There's mainly just fishes in this video. It's SeaWorld. It is fishes. But we were a little bit disappointed. Yes, you could see the fishes and the animals in their enclosures, but it wasn't... The access was a little bit harder. I think they get a lot of money from upselling everything. Like for the stingrays, for example, you can feed the stingrays and then you have to go and buy the feed that you're gonna feed the stingrays with. You can also purchase to be able to feed the dolphins, and I think you also can swim with the dolphins. So they do upsell a lot at SeaWorld, and it was already expensive. But yeah, these dolphins, they're super adorable. And then we have manatees. I think manatees are probably the coolest fish in the world. It's like, I think the Swedish word for a manatee is sjöko, which basically translates to sea cow. And when you see them eat lettuce, you kind of understand that it is a sea cow. But I think that they're so sweet and so nice, and they look so happy. I have no clue if they are happy, but they kind of have this little smile, which makes them look like silly, stupid, and adorable and happy at the same time. In this enclosure, there was a lot of smaller manatees, and then there were two really big ones. And then we have the beautiful turtles. Now, all of these footage is a little bit... It's not the best footage, but by the time we got this far into the park, there was a lot of children, and the children and the children's parents like to go just right up to the windows of these like underwater enclosures, so nobody else could see anything. I was a little bit annoyed. The children I'm okay with, but with the parents, they were everywhere and no one else could see anything. But yeah, here's more of the manatees. They're so adorable. I really like them. I don't know. I would like a stuffed manatee. Did find one. We're thinking of buying it, but thought maybe we can find it somewhere else. We never did, and ended up leaving. So I don't have a stuffed manatee at the moment. But maybe one day I can find a stuffed manatee. Like a little cuddly stuffed animal. You know, the ones that are made in fabric. Then we have some alligators. They were pretty small. Like teeny tiny little alligators. But they were adorable. I don't know. I like animals. Animals are adorable. They're so nice. They're so nice. This is under Atlantis. Atlantis is a water ride that we didn't go on because it was 11 degrees outside. However, they did have a couple of fish tanks with little... this is called Manatee in Swedish. I don't remember the name of English. And then we had some puffer fish. Like, we had these like big... of these beautiful silverfish, and then there was one little puffer fish swimming around, and I felt so bad for it because it felt like it was trying to get out of the enclosure, and just like that they had put him in the wrong enclosure somehow, and he was just swimming around like, where's my pufferfish friends? Where are my pufferfish friends? How do I get out of here? It was actually a little sad. In Antarctica, you can go in and you can watch the penguins, and you actually get in to be and see penguin enclosures that are completely enclosed and very, very cold. So they have put that. I really liked with SeaWorld. Other zoos that I've seen, they do have like a penguin enclosure, but it can be warm outside, and then they kind of just have it open to the outside, so it's not as cold as it should be. But here they actually had the enclosures closed in, so it was really cold there. But as it was cold outside this time, we actually did have clothes on to keep that cold off us. And then we got to see them swim. They're kind of cool when they swim. Well, I think otters are the ones that are coolest when they swim, but I don't think we saw any otter today. I don't think there were any otters, actually, at all in this park. Anyhow, there was a lady kind of talking about all of the little penguins and the different kinds of penguins that they had. These are kind of the swimming ones that are swimming underneath. They are a little bit smaller, and the previous you saw was the bigger ones, and they can be, I think, up to 4 feet, the ones they have in their enclosure. But yeah, oh yeah, and the bubbles are actually just air that are escaping from under their wings. They kind of, when they go up and get air, they also get air under the wings, and that keeps them warm out of the water. And then when they go under the water, they disperse those that are like little bubble things. These are little seals, and then we have a whole bunch of sea lions in this enclosure. We also have a lot of birds, and there are some really scary birds here. I think my sister said that they were American ibis storks. And this one, for example, that comes in flying, they don't have any hair on their head, so they look like vultures. But yeah, a little bit scary. And there we have the nice little sea lions just laying in the sun. It was cold, so there were no sun, sadly, for them, but they were cute. They're so cool when they swim, how they move. They're so soft in their bodies when they move. They're pretty cool. I like fishes. I like animals, like most animals. I don't like bugs, but I like animals. I like how they move, and I don't know. They're just beautiful. And we got a lot of clips in this enclosure because there was a lot of sea lions. It was a nice little place. So yeah, and they're just lying. The sea lions, oh, there's the ibis. It looks really, really scary. Even has like closed its eyelid there. So yeah. I found another pufferfish. I like pufferfish. If you look at the faces of pufferfish, again, they look so happy all the time. They're probably not happy all the time, but they look happy. This is in the shark enclosure kind of thing. It's you walk in, and then at the end you get to go on a conveyor belt underneath an arc inside a with the fishes, you know, like here. Here is where it starts with all of the sharks. Sharks are also beautiful. Sharks usually don't kill people, if you didn't know that. They're actually, the few times they eat people are because they get you misunderstood with a seal. So you still look like a seal and you should be fine. But this sawtooth shark I thought was pretty cool. And then we had some other little sharks around it. And we had a bunch of sharks that were sleeping on the bottom of the floor. And I think they do that. I heard somewhere where sharks are lying at the bottom and sleeping, and dolphins pushes them up to the to give them air because they think they are not getting air, and in that case they sort of kill the sharks because the sharks needs to be underwater to be able to breathe, while dolphins breathe outside of the water. So yeah, kind of a fun thing. I have a lot of those animal books in my bookcase. I think I still have a few of them that I got when I was little with all of these information that is super fun, like small tidbits. In this enclosure there is a beluga whale. However, it came up to air before I turned on the camera, but after I turned on the camera they just never got up. They just swim around. I was a little bit sad about that. I wanted you to see the cute little beluga whale from the top. And then we had some seals that were either playing or fighting. We never really figured out which it was. We're not only back home, we're actually on our way to head to bed. We've been home for a while. We had a very nice time at SeaWorld. However, we felt it was quite overpriced. For what we could get out of it, it was very overpriced. I know you shouldn't compare, but when you compare it to Disney, when we went in there at 7 or 7:30, we did it because we had that like extra half hour in the morning. More of the half of the park was open, and by 8, like half an hour after that, everything was open. You can get any kind of food, you can get anything. With SeaWorld today, we got in at opening at 9. There were no food places, no drink places, except Starbucks just at the entry that was open. The kind of stores that you can go in and buy stuff was open, sort of. Every kind of show or anything started after 10:45, around 11, 12:30, stuff like that. But we did go around. As you have seen, we went around a whole bunch of the different animals. They were adorable, they were cute. However, we paid with parking for 2 people $250 in total, about $250 in total. That's a lot of money. It wasn't, I didn't feel we got our money worth at all out of that. I would have hoped we would have seen more. We were at every corner of the place. And when we had gone through everything and gone through every ride that wasn't a roller coaster or a water ride, because it was 11 degrees in like outside here in Florida, 11 degrees Celsius. That is cold. That was leggings, double shirts and a beanie kind of a day. So it wasn't very warm, but it was very calm because it wasn't that many people. But around like 12-ish, when everything started to open, like we were there at 12 and not every restaurant was open. Like most of it is counter service burgers and they weren't open yet. I didn't feel like we were so hungry by then that we just left the park to go and eat somewhere else and then do things, other things. Like they had a hamburger for $19. That is a lot of money. We could get that burger at Disney for 10, so it's a lot of money, even to be a if you see it as a like Disney or Universal or something. But yeah, that was a lot of money. So do you understand if they have less people there, because that was much more money than we were expecting. The animals were super cute. The closest were super cute. But yeah, no, it wasn't worth it. It was a little bit sad. We were a little bit disappointed. I think we've been to another SeaWorld, and I think we compared it to that SeaWorld or something. Remember SeaWorld being better? I don't know. After that, we continued north and headed to Bass Pro Shop. Another big disappointment. I don't know what's about disappointments this day. It wasn't as big as the usual Bass Pro Shops. They usually, one of the things I like with the Bass Pro Shops is the animals, how they have made like stories about them. Here it was just animals, dead animals, stuffed dead animals, and that feels like a waste when they were telling stories about how they hunt, and how they had in one of the stores that I saw, they had like these wolves, this pack of wolf hunting these deers. It was cool. It was cool that they were real and they had like their own nature around them. It wasn't like that in this Bass Pro Shop, so I was really disappointed again. And Christopher also, it wasn't at all what we were expecting. Christopher said something about we thinking that things are supposed to be much better than they are when we're coming in, so of course we get disappointed. I don't know. Then we headed to McDonald's to eat, and apparently in all of the stress I forgot to order fries, so we had a very, very meager we had each a little bit of a burger and a little bit of a drink. Oh yeah, and I got we had those table seating things. They didn't come out with the food, they just screamed out the number and we got to run up to the counter anyhow and get it. My coffee, I promise you, it was supposed to be a French vanilla latte, and there were more sugar in the McDonald's ones than there are in the Starbucks one. It wasn't drinkable. It wasn't drinkable. I had a couple of sips, and then it was more sugar in my coffee than it was in Christopher's Coke. Then it's a lot of sugar. So again, more disappointment. Then we're gonna head up to Hobby Lobby, which is the only Hobby Lobby here. But I was in a really, really bad mood, and traffic was terrible, and then I accidentally made us turn off at the wrong place, and we had to get out on that street and continue on that street, and the traffic was so bad there. So I'm like, no, not doing it. We went to the Super Target and then we went home. Oh, it was one of those days, you know. And then we got home and realized it's almost like 3:30 or something when we got home, because traffic was crazy today. So we just went down to the restaurant bar and had some of their food, which isn't the best, but it's still edible, and they're nice, and we know what we're getting. So it wasn't a disappointment, it was just, we knew that this was what we're gonna eat. And we headed up here, and I've edited a video. I have creating new intros and outros, because Vlogmas has stopped. In my editing now, I've edited the last Vlogmas video, and I started editing the rest of the videos, so yay, I'm getting somewhere. I'm like 3 or 4 videos ahead now, which feels real good, because if I can keep this up, at least get the 29th edited. I uploaded the 25th and edited 26th, but I haven't finished it all up, but I have edited anyhow. So if I just can get to 29, then I don't have to worry about the flight. that's where my goal lies today. And by the way, while I was editing some videos, you very clearly see in some of the clips these little dust particles. It's not on the outside of the lens. I have so much dust inside the camera, inside the lens. That is one of the issues with the G7X Mark II, is that dust comes in inside the lens, and it's actually pretty expensive to get it clean professionally. And I am planning on buying a new camera, so instead of paying a lot of money to clean this professionally, because I am not going to try to do it, I might just have with it for the rest of this vacation, and then when we come back home and the cameras have come in stock, I might pick one up. But you never know, I might find one somewhere here. We'll see. It was annoying though, when I was realizing that some of the clips, it's like, yeah, I wished I had something else to replace these with, but I don't, so this is what you get. Anyhow, it's one of those days, you know, we all have them. Tomorrow we sort of have plans to drive more south, and we'll see where we'll go and what we will do. But right now I'm gonna head to bed, so I just want to say good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.